Hello? Hello?
Podcast Network Asia.
Hey guys, welcome back to Small Talk, small conversations with huge impact. My name is Alec Cuenca and I'm your host. And before anything else, as you probably expect, welcome to the show. If this is your first time listening to the podcast, and welcome back. Welcome to the show. I hope you learned something from this episode. And if you do, go ahead and check out the other amazing episodes. They have a lot of insights that can help you with your life. Okay? And if you are an avid listener of the podcast, and welcome back. I hope that you enjoy this one as much as I enjoy recording it. And today, we are going to talk about the one word that will change your life forever. Okay? So I want you to think about it first. If there was one word that could change your life, what could it be? And you should pause this and share this on your Instagram. And maybe you could get or guess that word. And for everyone who guessed it right, I'm happy for you. I think you're halfway there. But for those, don't worry. This podcast will help you clarify what that word is. I really believe that life changes in just one moment. It's the moment that we say, I do. It's the moment that you say or you learn that your father, your mother, or someone that you love passed away. It's the moment that you found out that your long-term relationship partner has been cheating on you. It's just based on that particular moment. And if life can change in a moment, then let me tell you that life can also change when you say this one word. Growth is simple. How growth starts, it's simple, but it's hard. But it's very simple. That's why if I could point one word that shifted my whole life, that shifted my whole perspective, it's this. And are you ready? Okay, it's enough of the build up. Are you ready to learn that one word? Okay, the one word that will change your life forever is enough. Enough. Sa Tagalog, dalawang salita. Tama na. The moment that you decide enough, that's the moment that your life will be abundantly blessed. You get what you tolerate. So if you are living a life that you are not happy with, it's because you let yourself live a life that you are not happy with. And before you can actually say the word enough, you need to realize and accept that your life so far, it's all because of you. And you can't say the word enough, okay? You cannot use this magic word unless you really, really accept that the things in your life, it may not be your fault, but you are accountable for it. The moment that you say enough is the moment that you stop blaming other people, other circumstances for wherever or whatever your situation is right now. This allows you to stop being the victim and start accepting that life is not happening to you. Instead, it's happening for you. Parang ang hirap naman nun, Alec. Ang saklap kaya ng storya ko. Well, if you say that your story will break you, then it will. If you say that there's a lot of lessons to learn from that, then there will be a lot of lessons for that. But the difference between the first one and the second one is that you stop blaming other people, other circumstances, na ayaw mo yun. Well, guess what? A lot of people, ayaw nila yung scenario nila. Ayaw nila yung sitwasyon nila. But why are there so many people living in peace? Why are there so many people living a happy and fulfilled life, even though they came from the lowest of the lows, even though they came from the hardest situations you can ever imagine. They could just live their life na, okay, ganito yung nangyari sa akin, ganito nila ako habang buhay. Pero hindi. Maybe for a short time they did. Maybe they indulged themselves in this pool of self-pity. In them telling themselves, I suck, I hate this life, tama na, ayoko na to. Maybe you are experiencing that scenario right now. Maybe you hate where you are right now. The next question you should ask yourself is, when will you say enough? When will you start being accountable for your life? This is your story. Some people may influence it, but this is your life. This is your story. And if there is anybody that could change it, that could alter it, that could influence it, it's you. No one else. So I want you, if you are in a place where you feel na hindi mo na alam ang gagawin, paulit-ulit na lang, hindi na ako masaya sa trabaho, hindi na ako masaya sa relationship ko, hindi na ako masaya sa buhay ko, then say enough. Enough. Self, enough. Tama na. Tama ng pag-iyak. Tama ng pagmukmok. Tama ng pagkulong sa kwarto, pakikinig sa mga malulungkot na kanta. Enough with the self-pity. Enough. And watch your life change. At the bitter end of my relationship, it became very, very toxic. But I still tried to fight for it. And I know she did as well. But the more we did, the more it became toxic. And it became a lot more toxic. And I said to myself, do I tolerate this? Or do I say enough? And I said, enough. I said, tama na, Alec. Tama na. Alam ko, mahal mo pa siya. Nangyari yun. Pero tama na. Enough with you choosing other people. Enough with you prioritizing other people in your life. Enough with you allowing the negative storyboard in your life. Change it. You have the power to change it. Ayaw mo lang aminin. Because it's so much easier to stick with the pain, to stick with the comfort of you being that victim, of you being that weak and crying person. I'm not saying that your feelings are invalid. It may take some time for you to actually cry and grieve about it. So it's okay. It's normal. It's human. But real change happens when you start saying enough. So if you guys are asking me, where should I start? Start by saying enough. Start by saying enough. Start by saying enough with this mediocre life. Enough with this life that I'm not happy with. Enough with the toxic relationships that I have. Because when you say enough, you'll eventually cut or close the windows that makes your life miserable. And you will open doors and windows again to a life that is fulfilling, to a life full of possibilities. So this podcast episode is very, very short. It's very, very simple. But it's a very hard thing to do. Some of you guys might be asking, Alec, when is enough enough? Well, let me tell you that I'm not the one to answer that. It's up to you. But let me leave you with a quote that I read. And I don't know who's the author, but it basically says that there comes a day when you realize that turning the page is the best feeling in the world, because you realize that there is so much more to the page you were stuck on. So, yeah. So, thank you guys for listening. If you like this episode, go ahead and share it. It's our 101st episode. Yay! And if you like this episode, if you like the podcast, go ahead and share it on Spotify. Share it on Instagram. Tag me at Small Talk Podcast. I love reading your reviews. I love reading your comments. Please tag me and continue to share it. So, yes. Thank you so much. And I'll talk to you guys next episode. Bye-bye.
The views and opinions expressed by the podcast creators, hosts, and guests do not necessarily reflect the official policy and position of Podcast Network Asia. Any content provided by the people on the podcast are of their own opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything.